Just keep working like you're working now. You're doing it right, said my tech lead in a reassuring voice. Well, that was definitely a relief to hear, though I wasn't quite sure what he meant by that. I definitely hadn't been feeling like I was doing everything right. It was just a few months after I joined my first project as a junior software developer, and I had been feeling pretty overwhelmed. The app was big and complex, and the project was moving so fast, it felt like I was running a marathon just trying to keep up with what was going on. As soon as I would begin to wrap my mind around a topic, we were already moving on to the next thing. I'd worked so hard to learn to code and get this first job, but now that I was here, I didn't feel like I was able to contribute that much value, since I still had so much to learn and my teammates were always several steps ahead of me. So, what specifically am I doing right? I asked. What should I keep doing? You're tackling concepts that are new to you with persistence and curiosity, he said. That is what is expected of you at this point. And remember that your questions are helpful for everyone on the team. Okay, I'll take your word for it, I thought to myself, and he already had to run to his next meeting. I returned to the whiteboard that I'd been staring at earlier, where we had our ever messier architecture diagram scrolled out. Okay, so that part connects to an API, and then an email is sent. Wait, I thought APIs were for getting data from other services. What's this about emails? Maybe I don't really understand what an API is yet. So I went back to my desk and started searching around online to better understand APIs. The next day, I asked my colleague if I could try to explain my understanding of the architecture diagram to them, and see if I had a better grasp on it now. After that, I spent the rest of the afternoon untangling my Git configuration so I could pull the code base from my new machine. And so it went on, day after day. Despite the busy project around me, I tried to find some specific pieces of our tech stack or setup that I really didn't understand, and I'd dig in and try to get a better grasp on that small part. I started jotting down a quick list of the things that I'd learned at the end of the day, right before finishing work. I had no idea which ones of those, if any, would ever be relevant again. It was like each bit of information was a single grain of sand on an enormous beach, and each grain of sand was a whole world of new things to learn. But I just wrote them down anyway. Eventually, something exciting started happening. Some of these concepts actually started repeating. I joined a new project where we needed to automate sending emails out to customers. I already knew that we could build an API as part of that solution. Now the question was just how to do that in this new context, with this new tech stack, and for this new use case. I got to work creating a rough sketch of an architecture diagram for what that might look like, and asked my team what they thought. That afternoon, I pulled the code base and got to work playing around with an initial proof of concept. The point is, it takes time to build a solid foundation in software development. It can be hard to see where it's all going in the beginning when everything is new and unfamiliar. But it's like this for everyone. If you can stick it out through the tough first years and make it to the senior level and above, you will have so many opportunities. And you will have developed the essential skills to be able to manage the ambiguity and adapt to the rapidly changing tech landscape. Now when I look back at those lists from years ago, I can see the building blocks of what my knowledge is today. And I needed those building blocks in order to create the strong foundation that would support me later on. You can't build the first floor of the building without first building the ground floor. So if you're working on a daily basis to lay even one brick in your foundational knowledge, no matter how small, then just keep working like you're working now. You're doing it right. Thanks for watching. I'm Lindsay, and I'll see you next time.